Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. So I want to start this video off by thanking everybody who went and voted for my painting for the painting contest. I went ahead and deleted the video because once I reached like a really good number, like in first place, I said, well, I don't need this video anymore, and voting has like slowed down a lot. So actually, I think it's kind of stopped. Like I've been checking it daily and I don't think anybody's voting on the paintings anymore. And the contest is open until the 3rd of October. And I'm like, you know what? I'm at a really good number, and yeah, like me begging for votes is unnecessary now. So I really think I'm going to end up winning, and I'm really excited. And I just want to thank everybody who went and did all that for me. Like, that was really kind of all of you, and I really, really appreciate it. So yeah. Anyway, so this video, I'm drawing my Cowaii doodle, which is cowboy plus kawaii, and I did a live stream where I was like kind of futzing around with like designing, posing the character, and then drawing like the bull, and it was kind of more of like a realistic cartoon, and I didn't really like the way that it looked, and I thought, well, I can really push this further and make it more kawaii, make it more cute, and so that's what I did. And then like my kid ended up deleting the drawing, and luckily I was able to pull it out of the trash can and restore it, and it's not corrupted, so thank goodness for that. But as I was looking at it, I didn't like the way that the cow's face looked, and so I deleted all the footage of me recording this and started recording over from this point onwards, just to, like, you know, make the video not as long. And I like the direction it's going this time around, and I originally was lining it with like an acrylic brush, which just has a lot of like jaggedy edges, just kind of playing around with the different type of lining, and I didn't like the way that was going, so I'm using like a very clean pen brush for my line art this time around. But I did play around with like the shading and highlighting. I wanted to go for like a cell shaded look, but just make it like very cutesy and bubbly. And I think it turned out pretty good. And I played around with the cow's eye a lot, and I finally decided on like a triangular shape, and it kind of is giving like Pokemon vibes, so I was digging that. But overall, I like the way that the piece turned out, and so I was showing it to Luke, and I was like, what do you think of my drawing? And he says, she's riding a hippo. And I was like, bro, that is a cow. And he says, where are the horns? And I said, there are no horns. It's a cow. And he says, looks like a hippo to me. So now I can't unsee it. Now it looks like a hippo. So now you guys can't unsee it. So everyone's going to think she's riding a hippo, and that is okay. Why not? Why not ride a hippo? What's stopping you? So yeah. Anyway, I'm in a pretty decent mood right now. I'm really excited because I got some medication that came in the mail, and I'm going to tell you guys the whole story. I'm going to spill the tea, and it's maybe a little embarrassing. It's only embarrassing if you think about it for too long, so don't think about it for too long. So anyways, back in February, I noticed a spot on my upper lip, and it was like kind of dry. Visually, you couldn't see anything, but physically, it felt like a scab, and it was burning and itching. And I was like, gross. So I go to the doctor. Doctor says, ew, that's a cold sore. And I'm like, it's not a cold sore. And so anyway, she gives me cold sore ointment. She says, take this for 2 weeks and then come back. So now, I mean, time has passed. This didn't all happen in one go. So it's like March now, and I'm taking the cold sore medicine, and it's not working. In fact, it's spreading, and now it's spreading up to the middle of my lip. And I go back, and I'm like, hey, so this isn't working. And at this point also, it's kind of sort of underneath my eyelid, like my bottom eyelid. And there's a different doctor that I saw this time. They're both nurse practitioners. They're not even really doctors, but whatever. This lady says, oh yeah, you definitely have cold sores. And I was like, it's not a cold sore. It's not blistering. It's not cracking. It's not bleeding or pussy. It's just itchy and scaly. And now it's on my eyelids. And she says, well, cold sores can spread. She says, so I'm going to have to do a blood test on you for the herpes 1 cold sore virus. And I said, lady, I've never had a cold sore in my life. I don't think that's what it is. But she tests me anyway. And she gives me these pills. She says, this is going to clear you all up. I was like, sure, whatever. So I take the medication. 5 days later, now it's spread to the top of my eyelids. And I'm like, I'm calling them. And I said, hey, can I please get the results of my test? Y'all, she mumbled it. And I was like, can you repeat that, please? Because I didn't hear what you said. And she says, it's negative. And I was like, oh, it's negative. So I don't have herpes 1 cold sore virus. And she says, no. And I was like, okay, well, can I be referred to a dermatologist now? And she says, actually, I think it might be an ulcer, so I'm going to need you to swish salt water for 2 weeks and then come back, and then I will refer you to the ear, nose, and throat doctor. And I was like, but it's on my eyes. And she says, well, you know, the salt water will help. And I'm like, no, it won't. So anyways, I end up not going back. In fact, I waited a couple of months, and just over the summer, thinking, well, maybe it'll just go away on its own, but instead it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. So now I have this gross, crusty face, and I finally took it upon myself to go see a dermatologist on my own. So I'm explaining to the ladies everything that's gone up to this point. And I said, I've been doing a lot of research over the summer, and I really think it might be perioral dermatitis. The pictures match what's on my face. And the lady, she's taking notes. She goes and gets the dermatologist. Dermatologist comes in. She looks at my face and she says, all right, well, I'm going to diagnose you with perioral dermatitis. And I was like, thank you. So validated right now. And so the lady who had been taking notes was laughing, and she thought that was kind of funny. So she prescribes me antibiotics that I have to take for 2 months. And she called in to a pharmacy like that's out of town. It's like a specialist pharmacy to do like this ointment, and they just mailed it, came in the mail today. And I'm like really excited that I can finally put some medication on my gross face and get rid of all this junk. But she did say that I have to do it like twice a day, and it's gonna burn like really, really bad for the first couple of weeks, but as it heals, it'll get better and it won't hurt as much. And I said, okay. She goes, you just got to push through it, all right? Because if you don't do what I say, it's just going to keep flaring back up. It's going to come back. She said that perioral dermatitis kind of falls in the rosacea family. And so she was giving me all this like information on that. And I said, okay, well, thank you. And she wants to see me again in 2 months and make sure that's all cleared up. And I was like, cool beans. So yeah, I'm going to post some pictures just so that you guys can see like close-up photos of the grossness, because it doesn't really show up when I take the videos and stuff. And there are days where it's not as bad visually, and there are days where it's just like nasty, and I'm like, gross. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that fun story with all of you guys. I don't know, I just felt like talking about it. And then in other news, my boss, she put in her 2-week notice. And so for the last couple of days, they've been talking about, you know, trying to find another manager. And they had one person in particular in mind who used to work there or work at my job, you know. And I like her, I really do. And honestly, I guess ideally it'd be good to have her as a new manager, because then I won't have to worry about training her as much. But this would also be the second boss of mine that I would have to have trained. And I was just thinking, like, I don't want to have to train another boss. Like, that's so weird. The company doesn't even train them. Like, they just be like, hey, Megan, you train your boss. Stop it. But, like, I've been at my job for 8.5 years now. And I'm just like, I can do it, you know? So I put my resume in for the position, and I'm like, I can be a manager, I can do it, I've been here long enough, I know the ropes. And so like I was low-key nervous, and I was telling our publisher that I felt like I was gonna barf because I was like, I don't know. I told him, I said, look, like, I know you guys know me, I know that like I have a history of popping off on people when they don't do their job correctly. And I said, so I do understand that I have like some office etiquette that I need to work on. And I honestly feel like over the last couple of years, I've gotten better since I had gone to therapy and anger management and things like that. You know, he was like, hey, it's okay. Like, chill. He was like, other people might end up applying, and we're just going to do the whole process like we normally would, and we'll pick the best candidate. And I was like, okay. And I said, you know, I know how this place works. I know exactly how this place works. 9 times out of 10, the person who is closest to the manager of the department usually gets the job. So there's a really, really good chance that I could get this job. Especially if the girl that they're interested ends up falling through, like not wanting to take it, or just something happens. So I'm excited. I'm very nervous, but I'm also very excited. And I just really hope that it all works out for the best, no matter what happens. I hope that it works out for the best. And yeah, what I don't want to happen, though, is I don't want for something to fall through and then me have to end up doing manager work without actually having the title or the pay raise that comes with it, because that's not fair. And I did express that, and he totally understood, you know, so hopefully we're all on the same page. You guys pray for me, okay? Give me some good vibes. I need some blessings. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but I thought that was like some exciting news too. I could possibly be moving up in the world. Who knows? So yeah, anyways, you guys, I'm going to let y'all go. Enough rambling for the night. Y'all have a very good day, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.